Alright guys, I'm going to do a review of the Koston 1 shoe right now. It's a really, really good shoe. It's probably the best shoe I've ever skated. It's super comfortable, super good looking, super good shoe. Now Koston wanted a cup sole shoe for jumping down stuff, but he also said that he wanted the feel of a vulcanized shoe, and it definitely has that. Like, when I'm jumping downstairs and stuff, like, it gives, like, I feel like I'm protected the same way a cup sole does, but when I'm just, like, skating flat ground or something, like, it's thin enough to feel like a vulcanized shoe, and, like, I forget it's cup sole most of the time, and I'm not sure how exactly he did it, like, because the sole doesn't really feel much different, like, or look much different just looking at it, but it feels amazing when you're skating it, because it feels like the perfect combination of, like, thin and padded, so the sole's perfect. Also, it has a padded tongue, which I like because it makes it a lot more comfortable on the top of your foot. I really like the padded tongue. A lot of other shoes don't have that. Altogether, it has a lot more padding, like in the back there, and pretty much all around the shoe when you feel it. It has a lot of padding, which the Janowski doesn't have, and that's the only other Nike shoe I've had is the Janowski. And this one's definitely better than that in that term. Yeah, it's super padded, super comfortable. Also, the whole, like, top of the shoe, it's actually one piece. Like, yeah, I'm not sure if you guys can see, but there's, like, you might be able to see the stitching here, but that's actually fake stitching. The whole top part of the shoe, it's all one piece, which means if it starts to rip, like right there, instead of the whole shoe falling apart like what happens to Chuckalos or Janowskis, it will just, the threads will just come out, and that's the only thing that's going to happen. Now, what a lot of people are talking about with this shoe is the Lunar Lawn insole, but I have the footprint insoles myself, and I started out trying the Lunar Lawn insoles, and it definitely makes the shoe lighter. Like, it's a super light sole, like probably the lightest one I've ever felt in a skate shoe, but it didn't have the arch that the insoles have. But if you don't have the footprint insoles and you're looking for a shoe that comes with good insoles, I'd definitely go with this one, because if it weren't for that I had these, I'd definitely be riding the Lunar Lawn. Also, this shoe lasts a really long time. I've had it for 3 weeks now, and it hasn't even ripped at all. Like, there's a little, like, scratch there, but that's, like, the most of it. And I can't tell you, though, that I don't rip shoes very easily. I don't know why. Like, I do a lot of kickflips and stuff. They just don't rip very easily for me. But like, even though I don't rip them quickly, this one is lasting way longer than mine usually do. Like, my Janowski's ripped, like, way more than this in about a week. So I think it's going to last a really long time. I'm not really sure yet. I'm still in my 3rd week. But so far it's lasting really long. The only tear is this right here on the top. And I'm not sure how that got there, but it's not really visible because my pants usually cover that anyway. But yeah, so I think it's going to last a long time. Now, the only thing that I don't like about this one compared to the Janowski is it doesn't look as good as the Janowski. I got this one for, like, all the technical features of it, and also because I wanted a more colorful shoe than the Janowskis usually are. But, and it's a good-looking shoe for sure, but it's not as good-looking as the Janowski. And it's expensive. It's $85. But so far, for me, it's been completely worth it. But those are just a couple of the cons for it. Also, in terms of cons, this shade of blue that they have on it, if it gets, like, wet or, like, sweaty or something, it starts to look purple, which I don't really like. And then also the last one is that since it has all the padding, it makes your feet a lot sweatier, which, it can get kind of uncomfortable, like, in the summer and stuff. But it's still a good shoe. Probably the best shoe I've ever skated. So I definitely recommend it. I give it 4.5 stars out of 5.